Yeah, I think it's a perfect name, because it covers photography and videography.
All right, so welcome to podcast number 2. I guess
Welcome.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call it Autofocus, which kind of makes sense, camera pun, and we're focusing on. I don't know what we're focusing on, but our experience.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect name, because it covers photography and videography, anything to do with cameras, lenses.
Yeah,
so
for sure,
I think it's cool, and it's kind of like a funny little, I don't know,
ironic,
I like it.
But
right?
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I think we had a good first episode. Anybody that's listening to this, we haven't actually published the first one yet, so I don't know.
Right.
When are we going to put that out? Next couple days.
Sure. Yeah.
Probably tomorrow.
It's actually ready. So I just have to export it, and then it's good to go. So
we were talking. So as soon as we finished recording that first podcast, I'm like reviewing my footage, and I'm not perfectly in focus. Like it's
the worst.
It is
That's
what
the
it
worst.
is. Yeah. I shot it at f2.8, so my depth of field is super shallow, and when I was setting
well,
it
and
up,
you're
I
on
just,
manual focus.
Yeah, I should have set it on autofocus. I was trying to conserve battery.
Yeah.
Because the A7 II is I'm already at 80%, and we've recorded I don't know, 4 minutes.
So I got to get that battery grip. But that's a big thing. I mean, when you're shooting manual and you're by yourself, I used to have to set things up where I was going to shoot and get it in focus, and then take a tripod and then replace myself with the tripod just because
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Hard, man. Pulling focus, it's hard when you especially when you're not the subject, but when you are the subject, it's impossible.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. It's
yesterday
hard.
we talked about how your camera's got the flip out screen.
Yeah.
I mean, Sony's don't have that. I would have known if.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I even sometimes I'll
screen.
put an external monitor, but yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm tethering to my Mac now, which allows. I just double checked. It looks good. It's crispy. Which is good, but
that's the worst. I mean, when you get done shooting something and then you find out at the end something went wrong, it's just oh my god.
I called Dan, was just like, I got a problem. The first thing he said, you forgot to hit record. I was like, no, I didn't forget to hit record.
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
Yeah, I'm not perfectly in focus, but it's all good.
It turned out good.
Yeah, it looks good. So, yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where we're going to go with the second episode, is just the things we've kind of struggled with, and the mishaps we've had and the things we've learned. I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely, with photography and videography, gone down some crazy roads, and I've gone through a lot. So
yeah, I think we talked about me originally getting a camera that I needed to document some of the work I was doing in architecture school. I needed to take pictures of my models and stuff for portfolio. I mean, I remember what I thought was setting up a nice lighted space and this whole 9 yards, and taking these pictures with the onboard flash on the camera, and it just blowing out the model. It was a chipboard model, which is non-corrugated cardboard. It was a model, I don't even remember what it was, a model of something, and it was just the model looked white as hell, and I had spent hours, and the project was due the next day, and it came out terrible. It was so bad.
Dude, yeah, it's the directional flash is when it's just directly on the thing.
Worst.
It's terrible. Yeah,
I mean, my A7 doesn't even have a flash on it.
Oh, they don't. Neither does my USR. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So,
which is good. I mean, I only use external flashes, but
yeah.
I guess you'd use it as a pinch, but now they have them, so they have some things where you can kind of bounce them. It directs it, bounces it up, or you could put a diffuser on it. But
even then, they're terrible. At that point,
absolutely.
It's you can buy an Amazon flash or that brand newer for $50. And
there's literally there's no excuse to not have one.
The thing is, you don't even
you
need
can
a
afford
flash.
it.
Yeah,
right.
You don't I'm using a lamp that I bought at Target for $12 to light me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not ideal. I wish it wasn't blinding me, but at the end of the day, it gets the job done.
Right. There's always a cheap way to do something. But
for sure.
I would say, I mean, photography and videography, it's all about lighting, all of it.
Oh, dude.
You could have a shitty camera, but if you light it well, you're gonna get a beautiful result.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I first really started to appreciate it was when Peter McKinnon, when I started really watching YouTube when he came out, it was he was oh, I'd use the natural light from my window, and I was always I never even thought to do that.
Didn't even think.
Why would I use the sun, right? Yeah, I would
Yep.
always like just turn on lights and they'd be like different, Kelvin temperatures and like the whole nine
Yeah.
yards. But yeah, for sure, lighting can make it just like, dude, lighting is
So
so
did you?
big.
So he's really good. I mean, I never really got into like his photography videos. I definitely watched him for video.
Dude,
But I got into Frono's photo for my photography for a long time. I thought he was really good.
wait, who?
Frono's photo.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely watched a bunch of his. I mean, I've watched so much YouTube over the years, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's definitely the one that like motivates me to shoot. Like a lot of times, like I haven't gone out and take like photography, like take photos in 3 or 4 months. Like you and I went out the last time we went out, which was like, dude, it was like 20 degrees out.
Oh yeah, we went to Rye and then
Yeah, we went to
downtown
Ryan.
or something.
There was nothing. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just haven't been motivated to shoot. But I use like the YouTube videos. Sometimes I get in like in a vortex of like that's all. I don't even go and shoot photos. I just watch YouTube. But yeah,
You just watch YouTubes. Yeah.
yeah, which is not good. But yeah, I really like him. And then for video, I always loved Casey Neistat. Like I don't think
I never got into him.
Yeah, you
never got into
him. But I
Yeah.
always just loved like his.
He's super
storytelling.
creative.
Dude,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
storytelling is on fire. Like I love it.
Yeah.
And I just wish
he's
I
good.
had the ability to do that. I can't like I don't know, maybe I just don't plan it or maybe I just like haven't done it enough to become like a routine for video. I should make like little videos like they in high school we did this but like how to make like boiling water, like shoot a video, like the process, right? Like turning on the stove, like taking the pot out, like just
Yep.
like that like shot list is like important. That's something. that
Yeah,
need
so
to
I mean, the
work
good
on.
thing is like I have kids, so it's like me and Gianna made making pancakes video the other day, so I can work on like my shots and my technique and whatever with them. So
That's
it's cool. But
I mean,
yeah,
I have kids,
and they
too,
love
but
the camera.
yeah, your kids are older. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'm still like watching my kids like a hawk, but
Yeah,
that was pretty good. But, yeah, for sure. I mean,
But
what was your first like mistake or like thing that like really threw
man.
you off?
actually, oh my God, I have a terrible one. One of my friends hit me up and he was like, "Hey, can you videotape my proposal to his wife, to his
this
now
is
wife?"
Not good. Wait a
Oh my
second. Wait a
God.
second. Please tell me you didn't fuck this up.
Oh, I fucked it all up. So
all right.
I'm still fairly new. Like, I was shot some videos. I was still doing my thing, but we hit him up and I was like, "Hey, like, where's this going to be? Is the lighting okay?" Like, I made sure to, ask the question I needed to ask. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, it's all good." We get there and there's no lighting. It was the darkest restaurant ever. There wasn't even like, it was so weird how it was set up. And we just had to kind of run and gun it. And like, I mean, I could have shot it better on my iPhone than on the cameras that I was shooting. And it was just like, I felt so bad. I tried to do as much as I could. In post, I brought up the ISO. I did everything I could.
So at
or
the
the
end of the day,
exposure.
like, did you give him something?
I gave him something, but I didn't charge him for it because I was like, dude, I would never give this to a client. I'm so sorry.
Don't tell anybody I did this.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I was like, I felt so bad. And if he's out there, he'll probably watch this one day. My bad. But, yeah, I felt terrible. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that sucks. It's kind of
So,
why I've never
yeah.
never shot a wedding. Like, I would love to do it. Maybe I should do it with you because I know you've done a couple.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
I'd
yeah.
I'd love to be the backup guy on the wedding for sure. Like,
Those are the
but
best.
just to
Second shooter, where all you're doing is shooting, you don't have to worry about anything else.
yeah, I would love to do
Those
that
are the
with you one
best.
day because it just like makes
Yeah.
me so nervous. Like, I can't imagine like the moment happens, right? And you're there, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, your camera dies or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like your exposure gets messed up or like, yeah, man.
Dude,
And
I mean, the biggest thing I think for weddings too is audio. Like making sure the audio is crisp, and sometimes they don't want a mic, and then you're like, oh my God, and then you got to lab up the guy, and if he doesn't want to be labbed up because he doesn't want this showing in his pictures, like, there's so many things that happen, but usually you try to get it all done before the actual event. You
Right.
try to talk to everybody, make sure everyone's on the same page, but
yeah, for sure.
yeah, that stuff happens, man. It's crazy.
It sucks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, mine definitely was like self-inflicted. I can't imagine the pressure you've got dealing with a client. and then
Oh
not
yeah,
providing,
when they're paying for it, 100%.
yeah, not providing the
Yep.
like exact product they wanted is
Yeah.
that's terrible. I mean, I've done some like mini shoots and stuff like that for people, but at the end of the day, like there's no expectations on those, right? So like
Right.
they just want good looking pictures of themselves. So like if I miss a particular shot where I'm like, damn, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we've done, last year did a wedding and gave them all the photos and everything, and then they're just like, oh, can we get this? Can we get this? Did you get this angle? Did you get these people? And it's like, no, you don't remember us asking you to do some of these shots, but they're running behind on time, and it's like
yeah, it just happens.
I'm sure they have their hands full, but it's like
yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, because we do video too, so we did video and photos for this person, and at the end of the day, they loved it, which was great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you bring up at during that engagement shooting something on an iPhone. I talked about that today actually with somebody from work. Like, dude, camera phones are unreal.
Oh yeah, crazy.
And what's crazy to me is, especially as like being a photography hobbyist, is like I get frustrated sometimes because it's like I go to take a photo, right, and I've got like a nice camera and I've got this lens. I shoot a lot. And then somebody whips out their camera and they take a better photo. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, sometimes I'll be somewhere. I'll have my camera on me and I'll whip out my phone because it's easier to take a photo on my phone than set up my camera.
Yeah, and it's like
it's crazy.
Some cameras can now shoot RAW.
Yeah.
So like you can adjust your white balance later, and like, yeah, it's crazy. And like even their low light.
The iPhone 10. Oh yeah. The iPhone 10 too does the portrait mode, so it kind of blurs out the background.
Right.
My buddy shot one the first time. Now I have one, but he shot a photo of me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this came out so good."
Right. Yeah, I have the Pixel phone, so I have the Google phones, and like that is all like what they call computational photography. So like the iPhone uses two lenses, right? So it blurs the background out with one lens, but then with the other one, it takes like your crisp photo. Mine's all digital, 100%, has one lens on it. So it takes a picture of me, and then it literally cuts it out, right? And it blurs it back like that's crazy. I mean,
right. The processing and stuff that must take too.
Yeah, I mean, think about the first cell phone you had. I mean, mine was like like that Nokia, the Snake phone. Like, remember you and I used to cut stickers out for them and like customize.
Oh my god, remember that? I totally forgot about that.
Right. So, but they didn't have cameras on them.
Dude, those were talk about skins. Like, we were cutting out stickers on phones. Like, those were skins.
you were like sponsored by a local like skate. Like,
I totally forgot about that.
It was like a surf thing in Wells. What was the name of that place?
Wheels and Waves in Wells.
Wheels and Waves. So you get all these
Wheels
stickers,
and Waves,
we would just like customize our phones, but they didn't have cameras on them, right? So like
right. Yeah, it was just like the flip phones and the
that's it.
Razor. Oh man, those are cool.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yep.
We had the struggle. My kids are growing up in a beautiful age.
Yeah, because my kids are 3 and 5, so like they have iPads, but they like don't get it, right? So they watch like YouTube and like FaceTime our family. Like
they're starting out with iPads. That's nuts.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's crazy. For sure. Yeah, I think other than that, as far as like messing photos up, I mean, there's been times where I've been like out in the wild, right? And there's like deer or like, about wildlife because you love wildlife. Is like. And like I just get a blurry photo, or it's like my shutter wasn't quick enough, right? So it's like it's just not crisp.
Yeah,
and it sucks to miss that shot.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with wildlife too is I'll come home with hundreds of photos, but there's only like five keepers if that.
Yeah.
So, but it happened to me the other day. I didn't have my camera ready. I was kayaking, saw a bunch of deer, and I wasn't ready, and I sat there and watched because I knew if I like whipped out my I just didn't have time. So I was like, I might as well just enjoy the moment because I've already blown it. I can't get the shot. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we talked about this last episode is landscape is right. I can set my tripod up right, and I can sit there and like analyze the scene and be like, oh no, I don't want to shoot that.
Take as much time as you need.
Shoot that. Yeah. No, let me shoot this. Portrait or whatever it is, and it's just like it's more relaxing. Whereas I feel like sometimes, like maybe for I mean portraits or wildlife or whatever, you're like sometimes stressed out, and that for me photography's a hobby, right? So the last thing I want to do is be like concerned about photography.
Right. I actually filmed. I was filming a vlog about the wildlife stuff, and I was talking about how I just blew the shot, and I couldn't believe it. it was like I saw nothing that entire day, and then a bunch of deer just ran in front of me, and because I spooked them, and I just like I was like, oh my god, how did I not have anything ready? And I was just so mad. But
Yeah, actually, you should
yeah,
come behind my house. I do a ton of deer.
yeah. Well, dude, it was crazy because I finally got the shot that I was trying to get of deer swimming across the river.
I saw.
Dude,
It's
and I
so
was
sick.
so happy. I was like, dude, I've been trying to get that for a while.
Yeah.
And I finally got it, and I was so excited.
So do you have a list of? I mean, maybe it's more of a mental list than anything else. But do you have a list of shots that you're like as a wildlife photographer, as a hobbyist, are you trying to get, or
I had a couple like that. The deer was definitely one that after I knew they swam across, so I was really trying to get it. But mainly it's like animals. There's animals
Right.
that I want to get that I haven't gotten. You know, whatever they do, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with.
I mean, you've
So-
also gotten moose. I mean, that's pretty dope. I mean,
Yeah.
we're lucky to live. I mean, we live in New Hampshire, so like wildlife and New England in general is like more woodsy.
Yeah,
than,
there's a lot.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
where were you when you got the moose? Like
The moose was
that's
up in Kangamangas, so it was only
Okay.
like an hour and a half away.
That's
Yeah,
not bad at
It wasn't
all.
bad. Yeah,
about
I used
the-
to go up there all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful up there, especially in the fall. Talk about landscape photography. I
Oh,
mean, the
yeah, that's
foliage
unreal.
and like my biggest problem is there's too many tourists. So
Oh,
it's
dude,
so,
I was just about to say that.
it's so hard
Yeah.
to take a picture without people around, right? And
Yeah,
it
yep.
almost it ruins it for me. It's like I have to wait for somebody to not be in my shot. Like that drives
Oh,
me
definitely.
nuts. It almost makes me
Definitely.
not want to take the photo because I'm like, this isn't real.
Dude, well that's why I was like, because I want to go to what is it? What's that wildlife that
Google
place? Oh my God, how do I not know? Where all the tourists go? It's a national park.
In Maine?
No, in like where the
Stage
Tetons
fright, right?
are, maybe.
Wait, where what?
How where like the Tetons are? How do I not know this?
I-
How am I blanking?
Like out west?
Yeah, the beautiful
Yellowstone?
national park, Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yellowstone.
God! And I call
Yeah.
myself a wildlife photographer. Yeah, it's like I don't want to go there almost because it's like all the photos I see are just there's hundreds and hundreds of people there.
People,
You know,
I
lined
know.
up taking photos.
I mean, actually, right now during
Sucks.
COVID, this might be a perfect time to go because like
Well, no,
there
dude.
might be-
I watch a lot of vlogs and they were shut down, but as soon as they open, there's still hundreds of people on the
Oh,
side. Yeah, I mean, no
that's
one's
so
working. No one
brutal.
has shit to do.
I know, which just blows my
Yeah.
mind. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I think I told you, but we can tell the podcast. In August, I am going to Lake Powell. So my family
yep.
has rented a houseboat on Lake Powell, which is absolutely stunning. Like it basically, I haven't done a ton of research, but I think what it was, I think it's in the 50s they like dammed up. I think it's the Colorado River, I believe, and so it created like this lake and destination for people from California. But it's basically what it fed the Grand Canyon originally, I think. And then,
Yeah.
but these
That's
rock
sick.
walls are I can't wait for photography.
Are you going to bring a drone?
So it's in a national park, and I don't think you
Oh,
can
so
bring
you
a
can't
drone.
bring a drone. Yeah.
It's yeah. I haven't done any research other than like I'm sure you've heard of like Horseshoe Canyon, where it like we should put a shot in the vlog. It's pretty famous, and Antelope Canyon as well. I think or Antelope. Yeah, it's unreal. We definitely should put a shot up in the podcast. I mean, so
Yeah.
that the viewers can see what it's like. If you haven't checked it out, definitely Google it and take a look. It's ridiculous. I can't wait. I'm psyched. But
Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing about kind of going out to Kangamangas or being a wildlife photographer too, is because you can see like there's beautiful scenery.
oh yeah,
So then you can then I turn into like a landscape photographer for a minute.
while you're
but-
out there.
yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah. How about those trips you take? We've got a friend who has a house way up in New Hampshire, and like you've done some video work for him as well, haven't you, Josh?
Josh Sweet and Scotty Lego.
Yeah. You guys, you've
yeah.
done.
So every year we go up north because they hunt deer. So for me, I'm like, well, I'll come too because there's a lot. There's moose, there's bear, there's so many other things too. So I always go with them. But yeah, it's way up north. It's we go to Jackman. I forget where the other place was. It's near
Wait, I thought
Baxter, Maine.
That's where you got the deer. I mean, not the deer, the moose. So
The
you got
moose.
Yeah, I thought that's.
So I've gotten a couple moose. Yeah, one moose was
Okay.
in Jackman. And then the other one that I the big bull was in Jackman. The other one was Kangamangas.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those trips
So
are cool, and you video those too. Like
I
you
love
created
them.
like
Oh yeah, film everything. Yeah,
those are some of my favorite videos actually that you've made. Or like I don't, you guys are just messing around, but like kind of like commercial style like videos of them like hunting and being goofy and like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just a fun little vacation video, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And wait, so you use a gimbal with a lot of that, right? You don't hand hold a lot of that?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah. I try to. Yeah, I would say I probably put it on the gimbal for a lot of it. Yeah, especially the Ronin S is just
Yeah,
so
that's
easy
right.
to. Yeah.
And that's
so
the
easy.
smaller one that came out. Well, it's still pretty big, but small because you used to have
Yeah.
that big like Ronin or
Oh, the
DJI,
Ronin.
like,
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot what it's
I
called.
don't know, but that thing was
Oh,
massive,
the
dude.
Ronin M.
You
Yeah,
used to, like,
it was
carry
big.
that thing around. Yeah,
Yeah.
done some work for us at the store and stuff with that thing. But yeah, I was talking to Dan earlier about how hard it is to hand hold B-roll shots. And again, I'm sure that's a learned thing, but like I have such a hard time. Like for me, I'd rather put it on a tripod and.
That's the thing with smaller camera. I mean, once your camera starts getting heavier and heavier, it's easier to get smoother shots because once the camera's so small, you're getting those micro vibrations that you're from your hands or whatever. Yeah.
And I hate any like post production like stabilization. Like
stabilization.
It looks fake to me. Like you can see like walls are warping and like it's not my thing.
But the cool thing is, I mean, a lot of people get creative and they'll put the camera on like a towel on a table and do a quick slider shot.
Like
yeah, so it's like
that's what I love, and that's why I love YouTube.
Yeah,
because like 5 camera hacks that you don't need any money for, or whatever, and you watch it,
right,
like, dude, killer, like.
And they came out awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one cool one I want to try with my gimbal, so I'm still trying to do it with the girls, but I'll show you. I'll show you one day. It's like you go. And you know how your camera does like the flashlight mode, like you can go like flat.
Sure.
So you push in and then you're panning down, so it almost does like a complete 180.
Like tumbles.
Right. So it like almost tumbles, but then in post you rotate it, so it's almost like curve. You got to rotate and then scale in, so it's like curves in, and then I don't know. It's wicked cool though.
That's cool.
I saw some guy do it, and I was like, I gotta try that.
I also love talk about transitions, like in-camera transitions like that.
Oh, those are
like
cool.
Somebody shoots
really
B-roll,
cool.
right, and then all of a sudden they like turn the camera, but then like the next shot they know they did that and they're gonna shoot, so then they turn it back.
Do the same thing. Yep.
Dude, like super creative. I mean, it's definitely.
You know what? Oh, it's awesome, but it's getting crazy because I don't want to say it's getting played out, but there's so many people doing that now. Like that's like the thing to do.
Right. Yeah. It's trendy.
Yeah, super trendy. But it's definitely very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, talk about, I mean, what made me laugh was we were talking about all the skate videos and stuff like that we've made over the years. And like, I mean, that was your thing for years, but just in general, like talk about even GoPros, right? So like,
oh yeah. Yep.
Like I have a GoPro. I mean, do you have a GoPro? How often do you use it?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I don't use it much.
Dude, I never use mine. That's my point. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I see, like, I mean, we're both pretty active, like snowboarding or skating or like whatever. I play hockey and like never use it. It'd be so easy just to strap it on and use it and document like what I'm doing. But you just, you talked about like earlier, you just like watching the deer, you just like lived in the moment. And sometimes I feel like we, especially as a society with cell phones, something gets so hung up on like, oh, I gotta take a picture, I gotta snap this, or what's the new one?
Right.
I gotta TikTok. You know, like I gotta do all these things. Where it's like sometimes you forget. You know, you just gotta enjoy it. But
yeah,
other girls.
I mean, that's the good thing about being out there is it's nice and peaceful. Are my girls into TikTok? Yeah. That's all they do.
Yeah, see,
we go into stores and they'll start dancing. I'm like, oh my god.
See, that's the thing. It's like it's a good thing because it is photo and like video related, but at the same time, it's like it. Not that, I don't know. It's creative and that's important, especially for young people. But
yeah, super creative. And actually, I mean, and a lot of the kids growing up now are going to be so good on camera. Like if they ever need to be. I remember Scotty Lego because when he was on camera, he's so good. He's so natural. And I'm like, dude, how are you so good? And he's like, I was raised. They pretty much raised on being on camera. I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
And you're talking
You
about
know?
like him
And
being in front of the camera, not behind the camera.
him being in front of the camera, yeah. And he was just so natural. He just killed it. And I was like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's definitely, and we've talked about this before, like it's a weird thing to talk to a camera and not have anybody on the other end. Like even if like you had to do a solo podcast, I'd be like, you get to talk to yourself, which is a hard thing to do, but like there's nobody else. It's a weird. You're sitting there talking to a lens.
But I think where people get like their mind goes crazy is like they know it's going to be out there, so people are going to see it, so they act completely different, or they get shy, or they shut down.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I definitely get like sometimes weird in front of a camera. You like,
yeah.
I've
gotten
nervous,
so much better.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for sure. I guess
yeah.
being using a camera makes it a lot easier to like be on the other side of it for sure. But yeah. It's definitely weird. Talk about like, how about education within photography, or like how we talked about earlier, we were trying to decide whether or not like, oh, do we want this to be a photography podcast or do we just want to be a tech podcast so we don't get, pigeonholed into one thing. But you said it perfectly. You were like, dude, video and photo is in every industry. It has to be, right? Yeah. So you've got to market these products, whether it's a watch jewelry company or it's skateboard company or whatever it is. It's like, if you're a photographer, you can be in any industry.
Yeah, that's so true.
For sure.
I actually just did a real estate shoot the other day, and like I don't even like doing real estate photography, but it's like it's some extra money, and it's just so easy, you know.
I mean, I'd like that just because I studied architecture originally.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I could see. I mean, it's got to get pretty boring because it's like the same thing. You walk in, you get pictures of the kitchen and the living room, and.
But I will say I would rather do that than take photos of someone, because I hate posing people. I'm not a people person. Like I would rather just take animal shots or like shots in the house where I don't have to deal with anybody.
Yeah.
So it is weird. Easy, but
I'm not a people person, but I'm in sales, which is like ridiculous.
Dude, you're so good at selling though.
Yeah,
like, I go in there and I'm just like, how you're so good.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny, but it's the same thing. It's awkward to tell somebody how to pose. Right. You know what I find weird about shooting like people is like, it doesn't seem natural. So like when you tell somebody, hey, move your arm to the right a little bit, or like take your shoulder back,
right.
Like that's not a natural pose for somebody to do.
It looks better on camera,
but it looks good in the photo.
Yeah.
Right. Why is that? Like, I guess
because you got to get the
the
curves and stuff right, their body, their pose right, and the angle of everything. But it wouldn't be their natural pose, So.
Yeah, which is just like a funny thing. Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think again, how about schooling? Going to school for photography these days.
I don't know when my camera stopped, but we might be going to your angle for a minute on that one. I think we went past 20.
What, it just
I think we went
recording?
past 29 minutes. Did we? Yeah, we did. Oh boy. So we'll be going to your angle for the duration.
Recorded video will be safe. I think mine's still.
Is it?
Nope.
Your
mine stopped too.
But that's exactly what we're talking about. Like. We weren't even paying attention, and my C100 Mark II would film for the whole time, but I like using my EOS R, and I don't even know why.
Right, EOS R.
I should have, but that's exactly why right there. Stuff happens.
Damn, that sucks. So do we cut back to
no,
that?
Let's
actually, I'm going to check and make sure.
Let's literally put up,
let's
put up the logo as we're still talking, because this is exactly what we're talking about.
This is real. This is real.
It just happened, and it's crazy. I wasn't even paying attention.
So there's no way. I guess I will definitely have to look into that. I wonder if there's a way to, like, override.
Well, you can if you hack your camera. So I know.
Oh wait, because Canon used. What is that thing? Black. What is that? What was that called? It wasn't Black Magic, because that's a camera. That's a camera company. Is it Black Magic?
I think it was Black. I think it was Black Magic, or something like that.
It doesn't matter.
But I did that to my T2i and my 7D. Yeah.
Right.
But the regular cameras, DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, only lets you go to $29.99, and that's because of like a tax reason, because it's not a video camera.
That, which is ridiculous.
Right.
That
it's stupid.
I mean, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
But that's one of the downfalls of
man.
recording on.
It's a second glitch. Second glitch of our.
You're right. Second
our
episode,
podcast.
second glitch. Yeah.
Actually, my thing is yeah. I don't really. That frustrates me. If it's like a tax, it's technically not a video camera. Well, it is a video camera because it can record video. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised too if it was like from a heating perspective. Like these cameras are so compact that like they overheat.
No, like they explained it as like because video cameras can obviously record till whatever. Like the C100 is not a photography camera; it's a cinema camera. And the reason why is something with the tax laws with shipping. It's cheaper to not say it's a video camera, even though it does video. They're paying less.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So they had 29 minutes worth of video.
Yeah, and then you got to hit record again.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Stupid.
It's all good.
But no, I'm happy that happened.
Yeah.
Because that kind of shows, exactly.
I don't know if I'm happy it happened, but.
But yeah, it shows like kind of that's what happens.
This is the real deal.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
That's what happens when you produce and you're in your own podcast.
Oh, that's
you don't have somebody running.
When I'm sitting there, even other podcasts, and I'm doing everything, or like my own, I'm checking audio, I'm checking to make sure I'm recording, I'm everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, did I get everything? And that's when you need like a checklist.
Yeah, super nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like I told you yesterday, I was shooting some like commercials for my work, and like my first time really doing like audio, not just B-roll stuff, or not just like simple basic stuff. So like I had to make sure my external audio was recording and like my angles are right, and then like my autofocus, and like it is nerve-wracking. And like the people I'm shooting, their time's super short, right? So like they're busy people, so like if I had to be like, hey, I messed this up, we really need to reshoot it, like that's a problem.
Definitely.
Even though it's like within my company, it's still like it's a nerve-wracking.
Yep.
For
Now,
sure.
question: are you recording your audio separately, or is it going into? Did it cut when it was going into your camera, or no? You're recording it onto a Zoom.
No, I'm recording it onto the Zoom.
Okay, good. So we still got the audio.
Yeah, we still got the audio. So it's not. I could have run it into my camera so that don't have to sync them up in post, but for these reasons, I chose not to.
Yeah, well, I would keep it. I mean, the preamps too are better when they're not in the camera. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm super impressed with this Zoom H1.
It's good, yeah.
And I mean, dude, $100 and like the quality that comes out of it.
Cheap they're
I've been playing guitar. Yeah, I've been playing guitar, my acoustic guitar, and like a ton of people use that in the stereo with the two microphones to record
into it. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool, man. I think it's a pretty good episode. Second episode.
Yeah, it was good. We'll try to not mess one up on the next one.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I will probably still mess it up, but it's all good. Nice. So, good second episode. And I guess till next time.
We'll see you guys next time. And, sounds good.
All right. Peace.
Later.